Well, good afternoon, everyone. We have made it to Homer.
Yay!
Angel's favorite place.
My favorite place.
One of my favorite too. And holy cow, is our equipment filthy. And we are staying at the Baycrest KOA, and they do not allow washing. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. But anyhow, why is this Angel's favorite place? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this around and go for a walk. Okay, we are switched. There's the filthy truck. There's the filthy RV. And this is why Homer is Angel's favorite place. She's got her chair set up already. And this is her view. We're 600 feet above the Ketchimack Bay. You can see some boats coming in. And you see nothing but mountains on the other side, snow-capped mountains. This is Homer. Alright, so a half mile down is the Welcome to Homer sign and a little pull-out. Again, I mean, holy cow. We are 700 feet above sea level right now, and that's the Ketchimack Bay down there. Holy cow. Welcome to Homer. You can't come to Homer and go out on a spit without going into the Salty Dog. So we're gonna go in. Everyone tapes $1 to the ceiling. We're gonna have a beer and tape $1. So you gotta put your $1 up. We put our name and date, and they got Sharpies and pins, and we put our $1 up. And there we go. There you go, Angel. So after a nice cold beer at the Salty Dog and hanging up our $1, we thought we'd go for a walk. And I see something out there that I want to go take a picture of.
There it is.
Let me see if I can zoom in on this real quick here. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. We're gonna go get a little closer. But look at that. The Time Bandits here. We're gonna go walk out to the pier. We're just walking along looking out of the boats, but we're gonna walk out there. So we're getting a little closer. Zoom in just a little bit. We're gonna try and get over to that actual pier and come up on our stern. But look at that. There's the Time Bandit. We were not able to get over to the other side to get up and close and personal with the Time Bandit, but I was able to get a picture of her stern. She was gone the next day. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We are still at Homer, and we are going to go do a trail. It's called the Calvin and Coyle Nature Trail. It's a 1.5 mile loop. There's been moose sightings out here, kind of looking forward and hoping we see that. It's supposed to be pretty flat, but it's forecasted to rain this afternoon, so we thought we'd get a hike in this morning and maybe try and do some fishing this afternoon. So
yes,
we'll see what happens. Let's go do a hike.
Let's go.
A nice crackling creek through the woods. Over the swampy parts, they've got a really nice little boardwalk. Easy to walk on. Keeps us out of the mud.
I'm gonna go this to the right.
So the trail is a loop, and we're supposed to be able to see moose from the viewing area here, but we're not seeing any moose. We've seen lots of moose tracks, but no moose yet. All right, well, that was a nice stroll through the woods.
It was very nice.
Lots of routes, difficult. You have to really watch where you place your feet. Lots of boardwalk.
Yes.
Got up to the viewing area and really was hoping to see a moose out there in the wood or out in the field, but you know, we've seen a few moose already.
Yes,
I keep wanting to say meese. You know, goose, geese, moose, meat, whatever. Then we saw a few, you know, driving around, but we haven't been seeing any here at this hike. But
Yes.
it was a good hike. Nothing terribly exciting, nothing strenuous, just
No.
a stroll in the woods.
Just stroll in the woods, fun. Just got a little cardio going. It was nice.
All right, let's go do another one.
Let's go do it. Let's go.
Just a nice beach walk and through the wetlands. Very windy though. What an enjoyable walk through the meadows and the beach. The whole thing came to man, that wind is blowing my arm around. Came to 1.01 miles. Just a totally flat walk. We saw 2 eagles. Couldn't get the camera out in time, but saw 2 eagles fly overhead. But it was enjoyable.
Very nice. Beautiful.
We may go drive down the beach a little bit. We can drive down to one side. So
Yes, it's very fun.
all right, let's go.
Let's go.
So today we're going to do the Island and Ocean Visitor Center. Last time we did this, it was really interesting on the inside. A lot of facts, knowledge to be had. And then after that, we're talking about going down to the tide pools. Although tide is starting to come in, we shall see. But let's go on inside, see what we see in here.
Let's go.
Admission is free, which is really kind of cool. And we're going to go on, and they have a movie theater with multiple short films happening all the time. Very educational. Very well done. Very well done. Information on living in the old days. Bunch of World War II information. Specifically about the Japanese occupying the Aleutian Islands. There's all kinds of great information. Interactive computers talking about the research vessel. Drawing spot for the kids. I wonder who drew that. Maybe not a kid. Again, a whole lot of educational information. I highly recommend it. It's free and run by volunteers. Okay, so that is the Island and Ocean Visitor Center here in Homer.
Yes, Alaska Islands and Ocean.
Yep. I think it's great. I think it's really enjoyable. I think it's very educational. What do you think, Ange?
I do too. I really like it. It's all about, it's federal, so it's all about the Aleutian Islands and what they're doing to preserve it, and it's very good.
And again, you can thank your buddy Teddy.
Teddy Roosevelt.
He's the one to set up a lot of the islands as marine life refuge, or however they called it. So anyhow, add that to your list when you get to Homer. No question about it.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everyone. We are going to try our hands and our luck at beach fishing. We've got all the equipment. We're going down Whiskey Gulch Spur Road. Look at the view. Look at that. Oh man, is that gorgeous. And we're going to drive about a quarter mile down the beach and see what kind of luck we can get. Oh boy, this gets really steep. Look at that. Holy cow, I don't know how those people got those trailers down there. All right, I gotta drive. Well, we came down way over where those trailers are. Good thing we got four-wheel drive. The tide is all the way out. And from what I've seen on nautical maps, there should be about a 100-foot drop, probably about 80 yards out. We'll see how far we can cast. But look at the view we get while we're trying to fish. All right, let's get set up. All right, we are all set up. There's Angel next to her pole. We're getting ready to cast that out, but I gotta go get gloves because this whatever type of
Line.
yeah, it'll cut your fingers.
Yeah, it'll cut your finger. Paper.
And there's the truck boy up there. So let me go get my gloves and we'll cast. Angel's over there getting ready to cast. I've already got my line out. It probably went out about 40 yards. We'll see. It probably needed to go out further. Well, we've been here for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and don't even have a nibble yet. So we've actually, as the tide's coming back in, we've had to move the poles back about 30 feet and our chairs back a couple of times now. So we're getting close to calling it quits.
Yes.
Soon, probably another 15 minutes. All right, we're packing it in. You can see the poles are going underwater as the tide's coming in. We're just gonna pack it all in. Angel sees something over there, looks like puffins maybe. But we're done. Nothing today. So we spent all morning halibut fishing on the beach over at Whiskey Gulch. By the way, that's the view from our RV campground. Don't you love it? So we were halibut fishing all day, and I come home and I throw the Barbie up and I'm cooking burgers. Oh well, maybe next time we go fishing. Well, good morning everyone. Today's adventure is a water taxi. Our captain, Galen, is taking us way over there to those mountains over on the other side of Ketchimack so we can go hike to a glacier. So we're going to water taxi out there. It's called a shore water taxi. It was 85 bucks a person, not too bad. And about a 25-minute boat ride, about a 4-hour hike, and a 25-minute boat ride back. And this is Julep. Julep is our first mate on this boat today. Huh, Julep? And then we have some people from France and California. So, and there's Angel.
Hey, hi.
All right, let's go do some hiking. Okay, there goes our boat. We've been left on the island. It's not an island, it's the peninsula. And the trail we're going in is about 800 yards down that way. By transportation. There's some beauty right now of the forest and the outcrops. Right now the tide is out. It's actually extremely low tide right now. It's a negative 1.9. That's why it's so far out. They had to drop us about 800 yards from the trailhead. They couldn't beach land at the trailhead. So, but just gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of Hopewell Rocks a little bit.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Well, because of the low tide, they had to drop us. They said 800 yards from the trailhead. Turned out to be exactly 1 mile from the trailhead. Now we've got a 3-mile hike to the Glacier Lake.
Oh, there's a potty.
So let's oh, look at that. They do have a outhouse here, so, or a pit toilet. That's good. So we're on the trail now and heading towards the lake. So we are partway into the trail, the Glacier Lake Trail. And it's starting off very rainforesty. Ferns, big giant leaves, a lot of moss. And what I've been told, this is going to be multiple different types of trails. We're going to go from rainforest into meadows to lake to climbing down a mountain. So we should get all kinds on here. But suffice it to say, we are over in, what is that, Angel? It's Kenai State Park? National? Ketchimack.
Ketchimack Bay State Park.
Ketchimack Bay State Park. So, had to take a boat, water taxi to get here. Fun, fun. We're getting close. I see water and a glacier. Yay. We're getting close. Oh, wow. Oh, man, the temperature just plummeted, too. Look at the icebergs, look at the glaciers, look at the lake. How gorgeous. Well, Angel, it was 3.8 miles to get here.
Yes.
What do you think?
I am not disappointed. It is beautiful.
So what you're saying is this doesn't suck?
This does not suck at all. It is gorgeous.
It is.
And it's quiet and it's peaceful and yes.
There's only a handful of people here.
Yes.
Because you have to get here by boat, so.
And by your feet.
And by your feet, so. But this is full of chunks of ice.
Yeah, look over there.
Yep. Big chunks of ice everywhere. Glacier right there in the middle.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely well worth the hike. But now
Definitely.
we still got 2.5 miles to hike in an hour in order to catch the boat back. So we got to go.
Let's go.
So we're taking the saddle trail back. Saddle trail is much shorter. It's about half the distance of the Glacier Lake Trail that we came up, kind of doing a loop. And we've got our water taxi scheduled to pick us up at 2 o'clock at the end of the saddle trail. Saddle trail is a lot easier. It's not all loose gravel, loose rock, but there's a very steep section coming up here that we'll be going down, which is why we're doing this clockwise. We could have came up saddle trail, but it's supposed to be very, very steep. But meanwhile, it's just a nice, easy leisure walk. All right, we're getting close back down to sea level. When we started the saddle trail drop, we were 415 feet above sea level, and we got to get down there to that water to catch the boat. So we just got picked up at Halibut Cove at the bottom of the saddle trail, and we got Galen again, and we're on our way back to the spit. The seas are definitely a lot rougher. Not bad, but they're definitely rougher than they were this morning. But it's been a great day. All right, we got a puffin out there somewhere. There he is.
Look at him. He is so.
We got puffins.
We got puffins.
We got an otter too.
Oh my God! Is that a seal?
It's an otter.
Look at how cute they are. Mr. Otter.
All right, we're back on the spit. Yay!
Yay!
The entire hike came out to be 6.5 miles.
Yes.
And that's because it was low tide, and that added a full mile.
Yes, it did.
Gillen said that it was only going to add about 800 yards. It ended up adding about 1,900 yards,
Yes.
and added an extra half hour to our hike, so we kind of had to rush. We could have opted for the 3 o'clock pickup instead of the 2 o'clock, but yeah,
We
whatever.
should've.
We should have.
Yeah.
So that's the warning. Don't do it at low tide, or if you do it at low tide, plan on spending an extra hour.
Yes.
Other than that, it was great. We did a little detour on the back and got to see some puffins and some otters. But what did you think of your hike, and what did you think of your glacier?
I liked the glacier. I liked the lake. I liked the hike. It was good. It was very good.
Well worth the $185 for the water taxi?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Add it to your list.
Yes, add it to your list.
All right, let's go find some other mischief to get into.
Okay, let's go.
Here we are again, back at Whiskey Gulch. Today's tide is a negative 1.5, which is going to occur in about 2 more minutes. It's actually going to start coming in shortly. And we've got it thrown out as far as we possibly can. I got them out beyond that second rock out there. So hopefully that'll be at the shelf and we'll be able to catch some halibut. Well, good afternoon. What a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. However, we just came back from beach fishing over at Whiskey Gulch. Did not catch anything, bummer. And we came back and the entire Ketchimack Bay has been fogged over. I mean, wow, I've never seen that before. The entire thing is completely covered in fog. So I haven't done any videoing for a few days. We've been fishing for halibut, loaded the freezer full of halibut. We had to move because we decided we wanted to stay a couple extra days. And because we had to move to stay the extra few days, this is now our view. It's our new view. But that view right there is why we decided to stay an extra few days. So you can see how much higher the snow line is than when we first got here over a week ago. We're gonna end up being here in Homer for about a week and a half. So just absolutely gorgeous out here today.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's a wrap on Homer.
That's a wrap.
We've been here for quite some time. I think, what, 9 days, 10 days, something like that. 10 nights, actually, because I was just reconciling the bill with the Baycrest KOA. Highly recommend the place. It's a KOA, so it's a little pricey, but the view you get is just absolutely spectacular.
Yes.
You could always go down on the spit, but I think the view up here is better. We stayed down on the spit last time as well, so the Baycrest KOA is definitely worth it. So let's see, we did a lot of beach fishing. We gathered up some equipment, did a lot of beach fishing, didn't catch a damn thing.
No, we did not.
Spent some time down on the spit, did the salty dog, did all the other stuff you're supposed to on the spit, but what else?
Well, one of the highlights for me was Catchment Bay State Park.
Yep.
We took a water taxi over and did the
all the way over to that side of the bay over there.
Yes. Glacier, and it's a little over. It ended up being a little over 6 miles, but it was,
6.5 miles.
But that's because we went at low tide.
Yep.
So, if you don't want to do the extra mile, then go at high tide.
Being low tide, they had to drop us a mile from the trailhead.
Yes.
On the beach, we had to walk a mile on the beach before we even started the trail. So.
Yes.
But yeah, that hike was absolutely gorgeous. The lunch at the lake was absolutely gorgeous. I'd highly recommend that. Just we had to do it rushed, and that made it uncomfortable. But other than that, the hike was great.
Yes, it was good.
You've been wanting to do that since 19.
Yes, I have, and it was really well worth it and wonderful and beautiful, and we did it on an extremely sunny day, so it was was just gorgeous. Oh yeah,
mosquitoes.
Bring bug spray. Definitely bring bug spray when you hike here. And then we did a couple other hikes. Yep. Heritage Trail.
Yep. Well, back to the water taxi. That was $183 for the two of us round trip. So to get across the bay. So.
Yep, and that was great.
Ben and Kathy, they're parked right next to us. They got a charter as a gift from their kids for Mother's Day and Father's Day combined. They got a 6-person charter, and they loaded up on the fish. Holy cow! King salmon, halibut, cod, all pinks, all kinds of stuff. We chose not to do the charter this year because it's gotten so expensive. They're upwards of $500 a person now for a charter, but we made some buddies and some friends, and they took us out on their boat, and we've got a total of 5 halibut in the freezer right now. So that was really good. We wanted to do beach fishing and catch halibut, but that was a big bust.
It was a bust.
Okay, but anyhow, that was a wrap. Homer is absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
Always, you got to make sure you spend some extra time here. Homer's our favorite.
Yes.
From here, we're heading to Seward.
Yep.
And see how that is. I've heard the Reds are actually running out off of Nash Road. So we may try and do some snagging of the Reds. So,
yep.
Anyhow, that's it. Off to Seward tomorrow morning.
Yep, let's go.